With midterms and looming due dates for homework assignments, I think it's safe to say that we're all feeling stressed. Today, I want to talk to you about stress, how it affects you, and how to deal with it. Obviously, everyone in this class is in college, so we're all familiar with stress. It's a very busy time in our lives. We're trying to juggle a social life, schoolwork, a somewhat normal sleep schedule, and then on top of all of that, some students play sports, or they have jobs, or they even have their own families to take care of. Attempting to balance all these different aspects of life lead to stress. It's important to know the health effects that stress can have on the body so that you understand the risk of taking action to relieve the stress. Not only have I researched this topic, but I felt stressed myself. In this speech, I will cover the health effects, preventative measures you can take, how to relieve stress through coping mechanisms, and on-campus services you can go to if you still need more help. First thing you should know is what stress does to us physically. The health effects that stress can have on our body become a serious threat for our overall health. According to the American Psychological Association, sudden emotional stress can cause arrhythmias or heart attacks, and this can be an even worse risk if you already have a heart disease or if you have a family history of it. The APA also states that the longer you're stressed, the worse your symptoms are going to be. So if you suffer from chronic stress, then you'll probably be suffering from chronic headaches and migraines. This is why if you're stressed, you should take action immediately, not just wait for it to resolve itself on its own. According to the article, The Effects of Stress on Your Body from Healthline, stress can cause irritability, anxiety, depression, headaches, and insomnia. This article, which was written in 2017, also stated that stress leads to a weakened immune system. This is why it's very common for students to get sick the last couple weeks of the fall semester because the weather's bad, germs are already floating around, and you pair that with the immune systems of stressed out college students who aren't getting enough sleep, and it's practically an epidemic on campus. So now that you know what stress can do to your body, you understand why it's important to avoid stress when you can. To reduce the risk of health effects caused by stress, you should take action to prevent yourself from becoming stressed in the first place. First, you need to identify the stressors that are affecting you. According to the Center for Studies on Human Stress, a stressor is anything that causes the release of stress hormones. In a 2016 study, Stress and Coping Mechanisms Among College Students, it was found that most of the stressors in college students were emotional stressors, cognitive appraisals, pressures, and changes. So in case you weren't sure where to look for your own stressors, these would be some good places to start. Once you find out what your stressors are, you should address them and try to reduce them, and if you can, eliminate them completely from your life. For example, when I procrastinate and I wait till the last minute to do things, I feel stressed because I'm not well prepared. But when I do manage my time better and I get things done earlier or on time, then I'm not stressed, and I even do better in my classes. By recognizing what our stresses are, we're able to choose the best coping mechanism to relieve it. There's no way to completely avoid being stressed, which is why it's important to know how to deal with it. The American Psychological Association recommends exercising to maintain stress. This can be something as simple as a 20-minute walk or a run, and it can have an immediate positive effect. That's why I make it a priority to go to the gym at least 3 to 4 times a week. In 2014, the International Society for Traumatic Stress Studies conducted a study on military veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder to see if breathing-based meditation helps relieve any of their symptoms, and they found that it actually did. If you feel that you need more help dealing with this and you can't do it on your own, contact the University of Findlay's Counseling Services. UF Counseling Services provides students with access to trained and licensed professionals for free. Their phone number is 419-434-4526, and they have walk-in hours every Friday from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Counseling Services is located at 307 Fraser Street, which is just a few houses down from Henderson Dining Hall. Dealing with stress is important because it's a very common aspect of our lives. Stress is a prominent part of college, which means that it's beneficial to know what effects it can have on the body, how to prevent getting stressed, coping mechanisms, and where to go if we still need additional help. Being able to properly deal with stress will not only make our college experience, but the rest of our lives easier and more enjoyable.